Good morning, girls. So, in yesterday's class, we started the unit syntax, and we have seen the definition of syntax and grammar. And we started with what is exactly traditional grammar and its limitations. And continuing that, we looked into structural or descriptive grammar. And along with that, we came to know about IC analysis. So, how the IC analysis is made and everything. And in today's class, we are going to see the next type of grammar, that is phrase structure grammar, which is abbreviated as PSG. So, this grammar, phrase structure grammar, was developed by Noam Chomsky. Okay, and his famous book is Syntactic Structures. Okay, this was written in the year 1957. So when we are looking into this type of phrase structure grammar, it actually provides a set of direction. Okay, so it has a set of rules, and that rules are called as PS rules or rewrite rules. Okay, so what type of rules has been set by Noam Chomsky in this phrase structure grammar is put up in this point 1, 2, and 3. So the first one is yes gives NP plus VP. Yes meaning that subject. Okay, sorry, yes meaning sentence is divided into noun phrase and verbal phrase. And in the next point, NP, that is noun phrase, is nothing but determiner plus noun, and VP, that is verbal phrase, is nothing but verb plus NP, noun phrase. Okay, so this is what is set by Noam Chomsky in phrase structure grammar, and this is called as PS rules or rewrite rules. So when we are actually analyzing the structure of grammar, I mean structure of sentences, this is what you can see. Okay, so how the sentences are formed is, the first step is morphemes. You should have morphemes combined to make words, and the words combined to make phrases, and the phrases combined to make a sentence. Okay, so this is what is a structure that we can see in a sentence. So you can take your page 189, where the same PS rules or rewrite rules has been given here, like that. Okay, and this is how we are applying the rule to get a well framed structure of the sentence. So first the sentence, here we see that NP plus VP. Okay, so to this NP we are applying the second rule. Okay, so what is NP is actually determiner plus N. So this rule number 2 is applied to 1. So that's why they are writing here yes gives determiner plus N. Okay, so this determiner plus N has been substituted instead of NP. Okay, and then we have the VP, isn't it? So VP is what? V plus NP. So that's what is substituted here. Instead of VP, they are substituting V plus NP. So this is how you have to apply rules 2 to that of rule 1, and then again applying rule 3 to that of rule 2. Okay, so how long you will be applying the rule 2 to that of rule 1 and rule 3 to that of rule 1 is till you get a final string, okay, beyond which the symbols do not take us, and that particular string is called as a terminal string. Okay, so any sentence if you take, you have to apply the 3 rules. Okay, I mean the sentence gives NP plus VP, and the NP has to be substituted for determiner plus N, and VP should be substituted for V plus NP. So this has to be applied further and further to the particular sentence till you get a final string where you cannot apply any rule further. Okay, and that particular string is called as terminal string, and the same thing can be put up in the form of a tree. And this type of labeling, no, I mean using a tree, this is called as P marker of the sentence. Okay, it is called as phrase marker or P marker. this type of analyzing the sentence in the form of a tree with labeled nodes is called as a P marker or phrase marker. The same thing that we have applied in the form of formulas, no, the same thing is put up in the form of a tree diagram. Okay, so the same sentence is divided into NP and VP, and NP is divided into determiner and noun, and VP is divided into verb and NP, and further NP will be divided determiner N, and here also determiner N. So this is actually the final or terminal string where you cannot apply the rule further. Okay, and this tree diagram is called as P marker or phrase marker. So when we are looking into the features of phrase structure grammar, so two important features could be noted down. The one being the PS rules can produce sentences of different string. Okay, so applying the rules you can produce any number of types of sentences, and apart from that it can also generate nonsensical sentences. So this is almost like a drawback also. So for example, if you look into this sentence, a song will sing that girl. So this is actually having a proper structure. I mean, it is grammatically correct, but the sense is not proper. Okay, so is actually determiner, song is noun, and will is auxiliary, sing is verb, that is determiner, and again girl is a noun. So it is grammatically proper in structure, but when you are looking into the sense, the meaning it gives, it is nonsensical. Okay, and now we are going to the next subdivision under PSG. So here they talk about the features of word classes also. Okay, words are ultimately divided into two types: lexical category and phrase category. So when you are talking about lexical categories, you have nouns, verbs, auxiliaries, and everything under it. Okay, and when you are talking about the other one, phrase category, all types of phrases, I mean noun phrase and verbal phrase and adjectival phrase, everything will be put under phrase category. So in the textbook page number 190, here you can look into the words like two examples they have given: woman and laugh, woman being noun and laugh being a verb. Okay, and apart from categorizing the word into noun or verb, they also are giving subcategories. Okay, so what the subcategories is, you can use a symbol plus or minus, and then you can add certain features which will give you more meaning to what type of category that you are talking about. Okay, so these are actually the features of noun. Okay, and when you are subcategorizing, you can put plus or minus. Okay, so what is common? No, common noun, and minus common meaning it is not a common noun. Okay, so either you can put plus common or minus common. If you are putting plus common, you are telling that the noun is a common noun. If you are putting minus common, you are telling that the noun is not a common noun. Okay, so for example, boys, girls, when you are subcategorizing it, you have to put plus common, because boy and girls are common nouns. Whereas when you are talking about John or Delhi, they are minus common, because they are not common nouns, they are proper nouns. Okay, so similarly you can talk about many number of things, like apart from common noun or not common noun, you can talk about animate or inanimate, you can talk about countable or uncountable, concrete or not non-concrete, and then male or minus female meaning female, and singular or plural, minus singular meaning it is a plural. So certain types of features you can give to the subcategory of noun or verb also. Okay, so these are the different types of subcategories that you can talk about a noun. That's what we have seen, no? Minus common, plus common, minus count, animate or inanimate, human or I mean plus human or minus human, plus male or minus male. So these are the subcategories of noun. So now we'll look into the verbs. So far we have seen about nouns. When you're talking about verbs, it is broadly divided into lexical and auxiliary. And lexical verbs are divided into regular and irregular, and auxiliary is divided into primary and modal. So all these things have been explained in Unit 4 itself. And apart from that, the verbs are also categorized into intensive and extensive. Intensive verbs are called as linking verbs. Okay, and extensive being intransitive and transitive verb meaning that which takes an object. Okay, so if it takes single object, it is monotransitive. If it has two object, it is called as ditransitive. And apart from, you also have complex transitive where you have a direct object. Apart from that, you also have an object complement, that is called as complex transitive. So in the next few pages, you can see various type of dividing the structure of a sentence or a phrase. Okay, so for example, NP is divided into determiner and noun here. Okay, so where you have a determiner, and in certain other cases you will be having ordinal meaning first, second, third, and then quantifiers meaning the quantity. Okay, a few or several, such type of division. An adjectival phrase which has an adjective, and classifier where you classify the phrase. Okay, and then predeterminers which is taking place a position before the determiner, like half a dozen. Okay, a is determiner and half being predeterminer. So these are a few examples that you can see in the following pages. You just go through all these pages with example sentences, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the online class.